Boom, there's that. Live from the Bald Wicket, it's the 82nd Legion. I'm your captain, Chris, joined this evening with Drew.
Hello.
How are you this evening?
I'm great, man. How are you doing?
Doing all right. Since we've took a hiatus due to life happening for all of us, I'm kind of
Indeed.
glad to be back recording, honestly.
Yeah, same here.
And who are you? Why are you ringing my phone? Of
Already.
course.
Back to our old form already.
Yeah. Instantly back to our old form. So, since we've been gone, we've actually had releases drop.
Yeah.
Hooray! Insert die.
Woo!
Birthday grunt sound effect. Um,
Yeah. Birthday party.
yes,
That's
yes.
classic.
Um, Me and Rick Hunter have been getting together and playing some Halo on this channel here lately. Kind of nice.
Oh, nice.
Uh,
Nice.
and something I'm personal pet project I'm going to be working on in the near future is a batch of Halo minis to create our own Halo army with Legion rules.
Oh, that is awesome.
Yeah. Um, since we've been going, we got Padme and Cad, Arcs, Phase 2s, Staps, some Inferno Squad, Mandos, ATRT, B2s. I'm sure I'm missing units because I don't remember them all. Uh, I mean,
That sounds about right.
I know I dropped a small fortune at the game store Friday, but I think
Yeah,
it was worth it. I really do. Uh,
I think so too.
so, what have you been working on since we've been on vacation?
Man, I am about a release behind, so I haven't bought the actually, I guess I'm two. You got me those Mandos I need to get from you, and then I have the. I still need to get the new Battle Deck one.
Oh,
Um,
Vital Assets, yeah.
yeah, I still need to
I at
grab Vital
least have a
Access. I still,
copy
I
of
still need
it.
to get cash in too. You
Yes,
what?
I have a copy of Cassian as well. He
Yeah,
builds up really cool.
yeah. When Cassian and K2 are like, Rogue One is probably my favorite Star Wars movie. I mean, Empire's my favorite, obviously, but like Rogue One is definitely up there with it. So really excited to get my hands on those guys and you know and hopefully play a game here soon too. But it's finally not super humid here, so I can actually prime minis now, which is a nice feeling. I don't have to worry
I
about.
mean, you do like I do. Once I get them ready to prime, I just stick them on my priming pole, walk outside and prime them. I don't care how hot or humid it is.
Yeah, the
I
last
mean,
time
could
I
I
tried
get
to
better
prime
results out of what I do? Probably.
them.
But hell, I don't even have any of my armies fully painted.
Yeah, I do have Operative Luke. I need to put him together and get him squared up. So I'm a little behind, obviously, but I just haven't really um, played Legion. I mean, we played that skirmish game, that one night. But like, I play Legion for two reasons: to like socialize and get to know people and meet other people, and to be competitive. And so I
I
just haven't
enjoy the
really
game for
had.
what it is.
Yeah, oh, yeah. I mean, I like playing Legion, man. I mean, I just love playing board games in general. But
Yeah.
like one of my main draws to Legion was the competitive part of it, like being able to do tournaments and stuff like that, and then also, just being around people and socializing. And obviously, like the pandemic and everything, people are very wary, obviously, to play any games and stuff. And so anyway, so me personally, like my drive to be like I have to have all my stuff painted, I get everything put together, has kind of just stalled out for right now. You know what I mean? Because it's like, well, I can put it on the table, but I also know that you have everything I don't, and probably put together and primed, or at least mostly put together. So I could just be like, I'll just borrow Chris's if we're gonna play, So, because if I was going to a tournament, then I'd be much more determined to be like, okay, like I haven't even put Operative Luke on the table yet. You know what I mean? Like I've never even played a game with him. So
Uh,
maybe I played one, but
I,
and I know I should be practicing right now because a lot of these rebel heroes are very finesse pieces. It looks like the rebellion might become the finesse army. Everything's
Uh,
kind of like a knife or
the
like a
rebellion is
scalpel.
the rebellion is definitely heroes or your power units nowadays.
Yeah,
Something I seen the other day in Discord chat, which I thought was hilarious, was the fact that Han gets absolutely zero play nowadays.
yeah. They need
If
a
they
new
cut him
Han.
down to 100 and if they was to cut him down to 90 points, would he be feasible? I think his biggest issue
Uh,
right now is the range two. Is the range two bubble with him?
yeah. Yeah, he's just like thematically, he is very. I think he's on point. Like this is like the Han that is like he's just
He's most
finds
definitely
himself in these
Return of the Jedi
situations.
Han.
Yeah, he just shoots his way out of everything if he finds himself in that situation. Like even on Endor, he was just like, we'll just kill these motherfuckers and be done with it. Like
Right?
so. I mean, like he's very effective if you can keep him alive and get him up there. And like I said, but like you know, like three courage is an absolute premium.
Oh yeah.
Especially with all of this as more and more suppressive stuff comes out. That's going to be and things like war weary and stuff like that. Like it's and like we're pretty hard pressed in the rebellion to find courage three commanders that are I don't want to say
It's a
like
lot easier to
broken, but
find
like
the
they're
Courage
very
3
niche
commander in
uses.
Rebels than it is in most anything else.
Oh, is that true? I didn't even know that.
Well, I mean, you got Jin, you've got
Yeah,
Cassian, I believe is a Courage 3. I could be wrong. I'm not looking at his cards at the moment. Han, another Courage 3 commander. Operative Luke was Courage 4, I think.
I thought Han was only courage two. I
Han
don't
may
know.
only be a Courage 2. You know what? Let's head to the news segment.
Pulling
Hey, would you looky there?
He
I've
is
got
courage
Padme
two.
already pulled up. Cards. Unit
Yeah,
cards.
Cassian
Trooper.
and Han are both courage two.
Okay. But
Yeah. So, we've got Jin or Luke, I think, are two
Luke's
options. I
at.
think
You got Operative Luke at 4.
mhm.
Uh,
Regular Luke,
regular Luke's
a
at
Commander
3.
Luke, yeah, and Jin's at three.
Jin's at 3. K2's at 2. Han's at 2. Could have swore there was another 3 Courage Commander
Well, I
for
understand
Rebels.
why they didn't want to throw a bunch at us because, like, the rebellion kind of has this inspiration mechanic, right? Like, that's supposed to kind of help mitigate
Yeah.
the maybe lower overall courage of their commanders. However, like, there's only two cards, you know, So, and I think there's a force power one too, but we only have one force user. You know what I mean? So it's like it's. I think there's just still some. I think they're still kind of getting their footing with the rebels. I think the Mandos are a really good step in the right direction because you have like the versatility of fielding them as their own unit or fielding them as a set of heroes, basically. And
Yeah.
so, like I
Well,
said, I think the rebel is going to have this like you build your army either as like a bunch of little scalpels to do very precise things on the battlefield, you know, to cover your objective bases maybe, and then the rest of it's just kind of tax, core tax or whatever. You know what I mean? So I don't know. I think they're getting there. I think there's still a little bit of work to be done, especially on some of the first run heroes, like we were talking about Han.
yeah.
He's just overcosted for what he does. What he does very well, but it's just difficult in today's range four suppressive life.
Yeah. I
Or
know a,
clone balls.
I
Like
know
you
a,
can't walk him up to a clone ball. He's gonna just get ripped to pieces. You know what I mean?
I mean, a clone ball looks at Han and goes, all right, one shot.
Yeah,
I mean,
yeah,
there's danger, or not danger
exactly,
sense, but uncanny luck is only so good with white dice.
exactly,
And
exactly.
you know what I managed to forget? on the start of this
Hmm.
show?
Hmm.
Or shot?
Oh, dude, I didn't even. It's gonna be a dry cast for me. I didn't even think about that. I don't even have anything in the house. I don't think. I'll go look. This is what I have. Forgot to.
So while Drew's going to go hunt down his beverage of choice for the evening, I'm going to take shot number one for those at home playing the 82nd Legion drinking game.
There you go. Woo. Let's see.
Woo. Rum with a hidden staple. Hell yeah. Tasty. Chase that
There's
with
a
Frosty
staple in
Special. Yeah, apparently I'd put a staple in that shot glass to prevent losing it, and I just found it.
This is a dry one, unless Drew hops in the car and drives to the gas station. I'll be for those of you following along, staying sober at home or abroad or driving to work, whatever.
Yeah, yeah. Yeah, Mark, I see what you're saying. And I actually see this happening probably next year. If I had to take a guess, that we're going to get an operative Han. We're going to get a bunch of the unit leaders that was released early, re-released with new cards.
Hi. Well,
And
yeah. I mean, if you look at it, like the way that Leia is costed compared to the way that Padme is costed, and just the things that they do, I mean, it's just they just need help. That first couple waves, they just need help a little bit. You know what I mean? And I'm not sure what the right answer is. That's why I'm not Alex Davey. Um, but
right,
I don't know. They just need a little help. That's all. So hopefully we'll get there. Like I said, I think this type of stuff is a step in the right direction. And now that they've kind of broke the ice with Fives and Echo, with the clones, I guess they actually broke the ice with the Pathfinders. But now I feel like they can go back and do something like the Pathfinders, and they feel like they have a lot more freedom now to add people like Bistan and Pow and stuff like that. Kind of even lean into the hero part of the rebellion a little more, even.
right.
I don't know. We'll see.
Yeah, Rebels of something that I've noticed. Everybody seems to think they just need just a little bit more help.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, it's tough because like we're the White Save Army, right? Well, I guess the droids are pretty much the White Save Army now, but
Yeah,
for a long time, it's like we have Nimble, but taking a dodge just kind of feels bad, man. We've talked about that before. Like,
yeah.
just not really good action economy to take a dodge. Now, if you get a free dodge, that's awesome. That's really great. But then Nimble's just absolutely broken. So they don't want to do that too much, right? Like,
Well, I mean,
you
I'm.
know,
Let's be real. I've never shied away from the broken units. I've tried to
yeah,
figure out why they're broken, and
yeah.
then their once their brokenness is discovered, I kind of go, okay, cool, and I move on to something different. And when the game first come out, I wound up being primarily a rebel player,
Hmm.
and then as time went on, I picked up Imperials, and I've had good luck with them.
For the dark times, for the Empire.
Yeah, I mean, not wrong, not wrong at
You were the
all.
greatest starfighter pilot in the galaxy and a cunning warrior.
Hey,
Um,
Krennic's a beast, all right. And then after using Iden and double Death Troopers in a Yavin based Team Lean game
oh yeah, let's talk about
last
that. I
week,
guess we can get back to the show notes.
yeah, yeah. Well, I mean, hey, the Rebel Breakdown is actually pretty cool. I mean, I didn't go over. Well, we'll get to that here shortly anyway. Um,
Okay.
I played a fellow on the team Crimson Dawn by the name of Bornjorn, I think it is. I'm
Nice.
probably mispronouncing his name. I will say that was one of the most fun games of Legion
Why? How
I've
so?
played, be it in person or online. And it is easily the second most fun game I've played online, if not the most fun game.
What made it so fun? It's a
Man,
good opponent.
just yeah. we carried on conversation about our daily lives, our armies, our real life stuff.
Oh man, I tuned in for like
And
a second, but I couldn't hear anything, and it looked like everyone was still setting everything up, and then I had like a billion other things happen. So,
well, I
but
was having technical difficulties that night. The stream is up. I really want to go back and commentate it, speed it up and commentate it and re-upload it.
gotcha.
We played a game of key positions, hemmed in, clear conditions.
Hmm.
I'm red player and I'm going against Krennic triple death trooper.
Key positions. That had to be very few pieces of terrain that probably qualify for that.
You are 110% correct. I actually had to use a piece of terrain that technically wasn't legal. It was
Right.
only legal because it was the only piece I could put it on.
Yeah.
I mean, and honestly, having two pieces close to the center of the board was the best thing I could have done.
Yeah.
Because I was originally was going to chase after his on the far right side. You can look elsewhere on my Twitch channel for this video. I'll be moving it to YouTube tonight, or I will at least be downloading it so I can commentate over the top of it tonight. Player audio on that game was not fit for Twitch. Our conversation definitely drifted away from the game at times, but like I said, it was still one of the most fun games I've ever
Yeah.
played.
What were you running?
I had, you know what? Let me just go pull it up real quick.
Yeah. What faction were you playing? You playing clones? You're playing
No,
clones.
I was playing Empire because being team league, I had another clone player who was better than I was, so I let them have clones.
Um, each person you can only have one faction
No, you
represented,
can double
basically.
up on whichever faction. But because I had a better clone player, and honestly, clones, once you get into running two lists with clones, you start running very thin on list options.
Yeah, that's
Um,
true.
Empire had the better options to run two lists. So me and
Okay.
Bobette, he was running some Stormtrooper jank the other night. I kind of casted that game in our Discord server just so we could kind of chat in private about it. Uh,
Uh huh.
and I had two shores with T-21B, two mortars, a snow trooper with a flamer,
Oh, spicy.
no frags. Well, we'll get to that here in just a minute. I'm a retard and didn't realize that Gideon was not in the mod and we was not legal for this round of Yavin base.
Uh-oh.
And we didn't know what the correct procedure was. So my opponent was
Yeah.
like, "Hey, dude, just put whatever heavy weapon you want in the squad, and you can even have the bid." And I was like, "No, everything was bid on team list
Yeah.
wise. This is how it was done.
Yeah.
I will take the 38-point flamer unit, who was grossly overpriced,
Yeah.
and run with it."
Yeah.
I knew I was going in the game as red player. I didn't want blue player. I wanted to have control of the battlefield.
Yeah. Okay, so two T-21s with their mortars, snowtrooper flavor.
I had a single sniper, two death troopers with config, DLT, and offensive push. Iden with ID10 and offensive push. And the shores had offensive push as well. So,
Ooh, dang.
aim tokens in a list like that is a beautiful thing.
Yeah. Did you ever refresh them? I mean, did you just fire them off
I
one
know
time,
I really
basically?
didn't. I goofed up
Yeah.
on deployment and misplayed Iden, so I didn't get
Mm.
my turn one. I didn't get my turn one deal like I wanted.
Mm.
Uh, I still made the best out of it with troopers, but wasn't the luckiest.
Mm.
I I put a lot of shots into a round of his Death Troopers on round one, and he lost one mini.
Hmm.
I lost one mini.
Hmm.
And then as the rounds went on, our dice numbers accordingly went down. Because I would roll 4 hits, he would roll 4 blocks.
Yeah.
And then round 2 it was 3 and 3. Round 4 it was 1 and 1. I mean,
Hmm.
that was how our game went all game. Me being a former Rebel player was the greatest thing ever because I didn't have
Yeah.
hardly anything left outside of a bunch of unit leaders that I wanted on objective points.
There you go.
Uh, it was definitely a game that I would I'd do it again in a heartbeat, and I wouldn't think twice about it.
Yeah.
I would have made some turn 0 changes in my deployment because that was where I
Well,
really messed that game up.
I'm sure with the snowtroopers without Gideon, we're pretty hamstrung as well. There, like that's kind of the whole reason
The whole
you
reason
play
why
them, right? Was
the
yeah,
snowtroopers even had Gideon in him anyway was so Gideon could pass a mortar to Shore, Shore could pass a
yeah,
mortar, or Shore could pass one to a mortar,
yeah,
and
yeah,
then there was my fire support bank.
yeah,
Because you set a mortar up at range 4 of whatever target, you put your death troopers at range 4 of whatever target, you fire the death
yeah,
troopers, you flip the mortar order token over, and you have fun. There's
yeah,
nothing
yeah,
like throwing 11 death trooper dice with critical 1, suppression
yeah,
from across the map and going, hey man, I need you
yeah,
to roll 7 saves.
yeah,
It's a beautiful thing. It is a beautiful
yeah.
thing.
So you end up winning. That's good.
Yeah, I wound up winning. Earlier this week, like I said, another one of our teammates' game, Bobette against the Red Mist, I think was his opponent's name. That game, while we won it, can't can't deny it. Bobette won the game, which gave us the victory uh, in the round.
Yeah. So how does it? I guess how does YBTL work? Like, give me a quick rundown of
We
the
get
like.
you get a team of 5 players.
Okay.
You get, in this case, it's 3 or 4 games in your group.
Hmm.
Top 2 out of each group makes it to the. In this case, it's going to be a ladder of 24. No, 12. Top 2 make it. I don't remember if it's 10 or 12 that are coming out of group stage.
Okay.
I know we won it all last year, which was hilarious
Yeah.
because we had to take down world champion and all his cohorts,
Yep.
and it was just a. I lost my game. I've played the role of yeah, pair me against whatever you don't want, and then y'all win the other 4. That's been my goal in the past 2 seasons of Yavin Base Team League. Unfortunately, I wasn't paired against uh,
What?
I
What?
wasn't paired against clones like what we wanted me to be paired against,
Yeah.
but I wound up being the guy that won a game. So
So how? So anyone can be whatever faction they want. There's no like restriction or anything for
you're
your team
limited to
or.
3 of each heavy weapon. There's
Oh.
a lot of weird list building requirements.
Okay.
You can't
Gotcha.
have 3 of anything that's not a core box unit,
Okay.
aka Rebel Troopers, Phase Ones,
Yeah.
Stormtroopers, and B1s. Those are the only things you
Okay.
can have more than 3 of. Strike teams, you
Okay.
can only have 3. Full
Like three
squads,
Imperial strike teams.
yeah.
Okay.
So the list building gets crazy,
Yeah.
uh, which makes this a part of the fun.
Yeah. Hmm.
Because you work with your teammates to figure out. You get 4 people who get their pick of whatever they want to run, and then you got that odd man out. He gets the scraps. Um, I don't know how many of our opponents are actually going to listen to this, so I'm going to go ahead and divulge it. We are looking at pulling a power play.
Oh, really?
We're going to flex so hard on somebody because we're going to run 3 rebel list.
What? That's awesome.
And I think it's going to be hilarious because we're going to run 3 rebels, 2 imperials, and go, come at us, boys. Come at us.
That sounds nice.
And I
That'll
will
be
be
fun.
one of said imperial players.
Nice. Double ATSD, what up?
That was the joke because I said, yeah, I'm just going to go ahead and run double ATST.
Yeah, that's not a joke. Sounds great.
Oh, it's going to be a blast.
Yeah, put some anti armor in there for all those saber tanks floating around, and
Oh, yeah, yeah. Uh, honestly, I don't think I've seen that many saber tanks.
oh really?
Yeah, I really hadn't. I hadn't seen a saber tank in a little while now.
I mean, they were the hotness in Invader League.
They were, they were. Um, since Arcs dropped, the saber has been dropped.
I guess that's. I didn't think about that. I didn't think about
I mean,
that. Yeah.
it works. It really does. But yeah,
Yeah.
double
Hmm.
AAT now that is a different story because even with BX droids, I still see an AAT on the table, on the reg.
Yeah.
Anytime I see a game getting streamed in Discord itself, I'll at least open it up and look and see who's playing what.
Hmm.
Hey, you always scout the competition no matter who it is and what it is.
Yeah, definitely, man. Whatever kind of information you can take
Yeah, and I never
into the
know when
game,
somebody's going to show me something that I didn't know.
Yeah.
Um, and I mean, there's a lot of tricks that you guys have seen me pull. I didn't figure them out on my own. I seen them played somewhere else and was like, ooh. But the old
Yeah.
snow trooper with Palp, yeah, that was a creation of my own undoing. It's fun. It's funny. There's nothing like pulling the strings on a flame trooper unit and going, hey, he's in your face. Eat a dick. Or eat some flames.
Did you ever get to fire off the flame trooper?
In my game, nah. I use that unit
Yeah.
as objective capper. Once I didn't have officer or frags on it, he wasn't
Yeah.
nowhere near as effective as he would have been had I had at least frags on it. Um,
Mm.
but I put him on my point and let him sit there. I think that was the best thing I could have done.
Yeah. Hmm. I think you're probably right. Just have them poke out and shoot every now and then. Poke
I
back
don't.
in.
I honestly don't think I ever fired their guns a single time.
Okay.
I remember at one point in time taking a name standby because he had some death troopers that he was wanting to move into my point, and I'm like,
Yeah.
and I just activated them first, and I did aim standby. You're gonna walk in here. You're gonna have to walk in here and eat flame because I was gonna burn the standby, step up, barbecue, but I was going to step
Hmm.
up and barbecue to where I was just inside of range 1 and hopefully still in contact with a piece of terrain.
There you go.
Um, with our new releases that we got this week with the Staps, ATRT, Clan Ren, and Inferno Squad, I have built everything but Clan Ren so far.
Nice. That's
Um,
awesome, dude. Jeez.
well, I mean, I posted a picture in our group chat that was my wallet cried out in terror.
Yeah, and that
Hundreds
huge
of
box of
dollar
minis.
bills cried out in terror and was suddenly silenced.
Yes.
Um,
Yes, they were.
I bought 3 Inferno Squad, a single Staff, a single RT, and a single Clan Ren. um,
Yeah.
the ATRT, I'm going to buy one more because the model is cool as hell. I like the fact that you can pose it. Uh, I could see Rebel players buying this, stripping their riders, building new ATRTs, and then putting the clone cards up on eBay or whatever because the models are actually really cool.
Are they? Are they better than the
I
original
thought it was
ATRT?
a copy of the original ATRT,
Yeah.
but it does not appear to be. It appears to be a new tool based on what I've seen.
Nice. That's awesome.
Yeah,
I've thought about bringing some ATRTs back, possibly. It seems armor seems pretty good in a world of a lot of shooting.
yeah. Oh, it most definitely is, dude. Um,
Yeah.
I mean, and let's be real, not a lot of people are taking against armor right now.
Yeah. True.
Uh, I mean, I know for a fact. I mean, Imperials tech against armor whether they realize it or not.
Hmm. Well, yeah. Critical really helps against armor.
Yeah, critical is your anti armor in that case. Um,
Yeah.
you know what? Let's. I mean, I've had fun with ATRTs in the past, especially in the Rebels with Flamers. Unfortunately, the only thing they're good for in a clone army is a fire support bank, in my opinion. Uh,
You what now?
I think I really think that the clone ATRT is nothing more than a fire support bank.
Really?
You fire support into it with either some phase ones or phase twos. Uh, tell you what, let's go look at some cards here. Unit
Does it have all the same
cards.
attachment weapons as the Rebel one?
Yes, and they're all still 20
Okay.
points.
And they're all the same dice and everything?
Yeah. The
Okay.
on the card itself, we got a different. We got a RPC-2 rocket launcher for range 1 to 3, critical 1, impact 1, 1 black, 2 white. So the onboard weapon on the clone ATRT is so much better. 6
Yeah.
health, four resilience, white
Yeah,
defense,
that's
surge
the
to
same.
hit, surge to block, armor, climbing vehicle,
Oh,
expert
that's
climber,
different.
scout 1.
That's obviously different. The surge, because the rebel one is surge to crit,
It is surge to
and no.
crit. Um,
Oh, it is. Don't you
well,
have a defense surge too?
the rebel is surge to crit. Yes, the Gar ATRT has both surges, hit and
Is it
defense.
surge to hit or surge to crit?
Just surge to hit. If it
Oh,
was
okay. So
surge
it
to,
is a little different then.
there's a little
Okay.
difference in that. It's a little weaker in the surge department.
What's
Um,
their Well, I mean, they have defense surge. That's nice. What's their melee weapon? Is it the same? The three
it's
red
still
dice.
grappling claws on 3 red, impact 1.
Okay.
Um,
My brother just came in for the win. Chugging some Bud Light Platinum now.
hey, drink up. The
Okay.
only difference ATRT wise, outside of a 10 point increase for the GAR, was the addition of Scout and a black die to the Insult Blaster.
Yeah. And the critical one impact one.
Yeah, and critical one. Yeah, critical one, impact 1. Now,
Yeah. So 4 keywords, an extra surge, and for 10 points. We don't.
what?
The rebels don't need help. We don't need help. We're
Okay,
fine.
so that's how they
Everything's
made the.
fine.
How they made the fresh ATRT just that much more uh, different.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
Staps.
I say I don't know anything about the steps. What's their deal?
Speed 3, they're basically the Imperial speeder bikes.
They are rainbow gun.
Well, no, we get 3 black. Speeder 1, cover 1, coordinate
Okay. Okay.
droid trooper or vehicle. AI
Oh, they
move.
can coordinate. Okay.
Agile 1, no surges, speed 3, critical 1, fixed front. I wish they'd put quick.
Those,
I wish they'd quit putting critical on every damn thing.
yeah, me too.
73
Um,
points, and I personally think that link targeting array should be stapled to these guys.
yeah. Critical also hurts the rebels with their nimble because your dodge tokens are worthless.
Yeah, I mean that's part of it.
Yeah.
Out of the
Okay, so
out of the
don't the
stats, the biggest issue
Imperial
with them
speeders
is,
surge?
yes,
I feel like they have a surge on defense. That might be
speeder bikes they surge on
No,
both.
they're bisurgical. Aren't they
Yeah,
bisurgical?
they are. With a
Yeah.
rainbow and 2 black on their secondary
They're,
weapon,
yeah.
non-fixed front. Um,
Do the stats have a secondary weapon?
yes, they do.
They do? Okay.
Yeah, I'm pulling it
Is it
back
one
up.
white?
I would hope so, but probably not. No, actually, they
uh,
just have the repeating dual blaster cannons, so they can't shoot
hmm.
and fly at the same time. But the
Interesting.
biggest complaint I hear with Staps is modeling for advantage. People
Oh,
are
jeez. What?
literally gluing their Stap Riders 90 degrees to the side so they have a reduced height profile.
Okay, when you say people, like, how many people?
I don't
like,
have.
it's
I
just.
don't know. I just see it keeps popping up in channels like competitive chat and
is this
whatnot.
is this like a theoretical thing, or is this like people are actually doing this?
I've seen it done.
What? Oh
I've
my
also,
gosh.
and also on the Staps that I built, I guess you could say I modeled for advantage.
Oh, jeez.
I'm actually trying to pull a picture of it up here. I really didn't model for advantage. I modeled for, I modeled for me. You can go in OBS and see if I can set something up real quick.
Where send me this picture in Facebook chat.
Oh, this is gonna be fun. Because I just put a display capture up, so it's gonna show everything that's on my screen.
Oh boy.
Yeah, boy, y'all get to see what y'all get to see what's brewing on the captain's computer here. Okay, cool. Not there. We'll just go into the Legion Discord then instead.
So when you say 90 degrees, do you mean like they're gluing the top of their head to like the control panel and they're sticking them out backwards like that,
No,
or
they're
like
turning
they're
they're
forming like a
building the
little
model like
cross?
they normally would. They're
Yeah.
turning it 90 degrees to where the whole model is horizontal instead of vertical.
Oh.
And I think, all right, here's my PSA to the people who do this. Come
A
on.
TO is never going to let that stand, right?
You're right.
I mean, as yeah, like
The
as a
TO
TO,
shouldn't
I
let
feel
that
like
stand.
yeah, I'd
So,
be like,
my
here's some
B1s are
fresh flight
currently
stands.
headless because I am printing 3PO heads to put on them. I built one normal. I just put a little bit of an angle to it, just kind of give it a in action or in flight pose.
Yeah.
The second step of this unit, the B1 has fell completely off of it. He's hanging onto the handlebars and he's about to lose it. It's funny.
Nice. Yeah.
I seen somebody else do it and I thought it was cool. So yes, I copied somebody else's idea. Why? Because I thought
Fine.
it was cool.
I copy all the time, dude. I haven't had original artistic thought in a long time, so you know.
Hey,
Just like, what's it? Oh, that looks cool. Yeah, I'm gonna do that.
I don't know. You done some pretty cool work on your snipers with green stuff, so I give you that.
Thank you.
All right, we can.
So modeling for advantage. I
Don't
mean,
do it. I mean, if you're gonna do it, don't be a d-bag when somebody goes, well, this model should be approximately here. We've already
Yeah,
gotten
I mean,
silhouettes
that's what I'm
for.
saying. Like, why would you do? They've already smacked us with silhouettes already, which was more for they wanted to be able to put stuff on flight stands. But I mean, like, it did also solve that problem. You know what I
Oh
mean?
yeah, it most definitely did. Um,
You
and
know,
that
the people who'd
that's
like
actually
do Luke's lightsaber and the Wookiee leader, stuff like that. Um, I don't know. I mean, it's just
just don't do it.
it's
Model and have fun
such
with it, but if you're going to do something stupid to gain a competitive advantage, just don't do it.
well, and also
I
too
enjoy the
like
game for what it is.
yeah.
If you're that try hard that you got a model for a competitive advantage, I probably don't want to play you anyway.
How high did the steps sit up? Are they like speeder bike height?
No, they're a little bit. You know what? Let me go grab one real quick.
Okay. Um,
I'll see if I
because
can find my speeder bikes as well, so I can give a honest comparison.
I feel like number one, it's such a slight advantage that you're doing anyway that all it really does is just say that you will do anything that takes away. To me, that's just like I'm going to be watching you extra close when you're playing your games because I'm like, this guy is going to take any angle he can get, any competitive advantage that he can. He's going to wield it, including cheating, because let's face it, that is a competitive advantage, And I don't know about you, I came from Magic, and Magic has a long and storied history of cheating being a part of the competitive scene. So,
Yeah.
I just always try and pay extra attention to my
So I didn't
opponents.
have a
No,
speeder bike immediately available, but
okay,
a stap
but they're like
rider,
on an X-wing peg, right? Like that height.
similar. I use now the staps come with a short peg and a long peg.
Okay.
So I did use the short peg mainly because I thought the long peg was just not right for the staps. I
Yeah.
might use that as a differential, but I've got
Mhm.
the head of the B1 sitting at about the top of the front armor piece
Mhm.
on a set of on a Rebel ATRT.
Okay.
So I
Yeah.
mean they're not even as tall as a ATRT. I think it's the you take
Yeah.
you take the rider and the stap comes up to about middle of his chest.
Gotcha.
Um,
Okay.
of course, my ATRT has a clone rider on it. So currently,
Yeah.
from our last game that I used it in. But with Inferno Squad, they build up great too. By the way,
Yeah, I bet, man.
I've been doing a little list building with them. Iden with Tenacity, Recon Intel, and ID-10.
Okay.
Three of the Imperial Special Forces units with the T-21 Trooper, offensive push, and ascension cables.
Okay.
Three Shores with T-21B. One of those with offensive push. And three mortars, naked as a jailbird. And then you put
Okay.
and then you use all of Iden's cards, ambush, and coordinated fire for a command hand. And as far as your objective deck goes, you want everything that people want to go sit on an objective, and then you want to take and blast them off of it. On turn
Hmm.
one, you're going to play Iden's tactical strike 9 times out of 10,
Mhm.
which is Iden and three troopers. When Iden or a friendly special forces unit that has a face-up order token activates, it may reduce its maximum speed to 1. If it does, it gains steady and tactical 1.
Oh wow.
Yeah. So let me become a snow trooper for a turn and get an
Yeah.
aim token for moving.
Hmm.
So what you do
Ooh, I see.
is
Gross.
you give order tokens to all of your Imperial Special Forces.
Mhm.
You're going to burn down offensive push, move, and if you're in a position where you can use the cinching cables, you move into base contact, you go up, you move again, and during that process, you wind up with 3 aim tokens.
Huh.
You get to the edge, and then with steady, you just pick a target and you unload on it.
That's nasty.
Marksman, you convert a bunch of shit to crits.
Yeah.
And you should be eating 9 to 15 crits on turn 1.
That's gross.
Coordinated fire is your follow up on turn 2, and you just let it eat.
Yeah.
You basically treat this like a clone ball.
Yeah.
And
Dude, that sounds
you take
filthy.
Yeah. On turn 2, you give all your orders to your shore troopers, who then give them to mortars. That's what you activate first, and you just pass aim tokens to your special forces unit.
Yeah. Oh, that sounds nasty. Do you have 3 Imperial guys? Imperial Special Forces?
I do.
Nice.
You know, I seen this list pop up, and I just went ahead and bit the bullet and spent way more than I should have on Imperial Special Forces. My own fault. Really is. But I did it.
Well, soon you got Armada coming out, too. You're going to be a broke man.
Oh, don't even get me started on my $250 worth of Armada purchases. Because I did the Republic starter pack, card pack, 2 squadrons, and kind of think the squadrons I might have went overkill on 2.
Maybe. It depends.
I mean, then again, they're squadrons.
Probably not. Yeah, exactly. So you'll probably be fine with them. You probably won't use, obviously, all 12 of them in one list, but
oh, God, no.
you'll definitely want to double or triple up on some of them, I would imagine.
Yeah,
you know?
I'm sure about that myself. So.
Yeah.
And not to mention that I have a decent size Imperial and Rebel Army in Armada. I'm 5 factions deep in X-Wing. Yeah, I have minor problems. That's all.
You might as well just buy a stock in Asmodee at this point.
At the rate they can't produce releases, I'm not wasting that money.
Hey man, a shipping container fell into the ocean.
So I'm so glad you brought that up, because you know what? I think this is very fitting. Front fell off. Here we go. All right, guys. For those that are listening.
Senator Collins, thanks for coming in.
It's a great pleasure, thank you.
This ship that was involved in the incident off Western Australia this week.
Yeah, the one the front fell off?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's not very typical. I'd like to make that point.
Well, how is it untypical?
Well, there are a lot of these ships going around the world all the time, and very seldom does anything like this happen. I just don't want people thinking that tankers aren't safe.
Was this tanker safe?
Well, I was thinking more about the other ones.
The ones that are safe?
Yeah, the ones the front doesn't fall off.
Well, if this wasn't safe, why did it have 80,000 tonnes of oil on it?
Well, I'm not saying it wasn't safe. It's just perhaps not quite as safe as some of the other ones.
Why?
Well, some of them are built so the front doesn't fall off at all.
Well, wasn't this built so the front wouldn't fall off?
Well, obviously not.
How do you know?
Well, because the front fell off and 20,000 tonnes of crude oil spilled into the sea caught fire. It's a bit of a giveaway. I'd just like to make the point that that is not normal.
Well, what sort of standards are these oil tankers built to?
Oh, very rigorous maritime engineering standards.
What sort of thing?
Well, the front's not supposed to fall off for a start.
And what other things?
Well, there are regulations governing the materials that they can be made of.
What materials?
Well, cardboard's out.
And?
No cardboard derivatives.
Like paper?
No paper. No string, no sellotape.
Rubber?
No, rubber's out. They've got to have a steering wheel. There's a minimum crew requirement.
What's the minimum crew?
Oh, 1, I suppose.
So the allegations that they're just designed to carry as much oil as possible, all the consequences, I mean, that's ludicrous.
Absolutely ludicrous. These are very, very strong vessels.
So what happened in this case?
Well, the front fell off in this case, by all means, but it's very unusual.
Senator Collins, why did the front fall off?
Well, a wave hit it.
A wave hit it?
A wave hit the ship.
Is that unusual?
Oh, yeah. At sea, chance of a million.
So what do you do to protect the environment in cases like this?
The ship was towed outside the environment.
Into another environment?
No. It's been towed beyond the environment. It's not in the environment.
No, but from one environment to another environment.
No, it's beyond the environment. It's not in an environment. It's been towed beyond the environment.
Well, what's out there?
Nothing's out there.
Well, there must be something.
There is nothing out there. All there is sea and birds and fish. And 20,000 tons of crude oil.
And what else?
And a fire.
And anything else?
And the part of the ship that the front fell off. But there's nothing else out there.
Senator Collins,
It's a complete void.
Can't hear you.
We're out of
Keep
time.
talking.
It's perfectly safe.
We don't have dead air.
All right. So
All right.
we have now figured out that the Australians are building the ships that FFG ships all their product on. Why? Because the front fell off.
What?
I mean, apparently FFG has major issues.
Yeah.
With shipping. So, we can thank the following clip. I'll post a link in all the show notes so you can go through and watch it in its entirety, and you can laugh like I was behind the scenes. But just remember, every time FFG has a delayed product release, just think the front fell off.
The front fell off?
Well, yeah. The other tankers, the front didn't fall off.
Oh, gosh.
All right, I've touched on the modeling for Advantage, and just don't do it.
Yeah.
Since it has been a while, I do want to kind of refresh those who still continue to want to listen to us. We're going to be doing this again every week from here on out.
Yeah, for sure. I'll definitely be a little bit better prepared next time. That's my fault.
Yeah, I mean, we've got our own chat deal where we can post up our show notes and stuff. Rick Hunter, he's going to be joining us from now on whenever he feels like it. Life is a hell of a thing. I wish him the best of luck in what he's going through right now.
Yeah, for sure.
Definitely keep him in his prayers. He's in a rough spot. I went through it a couple of years ago myself, the exact same situation he's in now. So
yeah,
I do want everybody to keep him in your mind and whatnot.
Positive vibes.
Yeah. October 3rd, you can come find me at Dice Head Games in Cleveland, Tennessee.
Man, I'm so mad. I'm working every Saturday for like 4 straight weeks. It makes me so sad.
Sorry.
What was that?
The occasional call in because you're sick just has to happen.
That's true. That's true.
I mean, we can keep you off stream so you're not seen.
There we go. There we go.
I'm gonna ride out, at least get a game, possibly 2 in. Mask will be required for the duration of the event. Yay. My opinions on that are not meant for this cast. I respect those who wear them. Don't force your opinions and beliefs on others.
Yeah.
I'm down for it. I haven't figured out which variety of jank I'm going to run, but I'm definitely running something janky.
Yeah.
Up next on my list of purchases is 2 more squads of BX droids, 2 more Staps. They're actually fun.
Dude.
They're actually.
Are you just full buying into every faction from here on out now, or are you back to the?
I mean, I might as well. I'm probably gonna have like 2 boxes of Mandos, and I don't see a point for a third at the current point in time.
Oh, definitely. I think you're really hard pressed to really honestly field 2 boxes. Really,
I will just go ahead and say that my Yavin based team we're theory crafted on triple Mando list.
That seems expensive.
Oh, no doubt. But Rebel troopers are cheap.
But at what cost? The brave men and women of the rebellion must die to serve the needs of the heroes.
Well, I mean, with Rebels, if you've got 5 unit leaders left, you can win the game.
That's true. They die at the speed of plot.
I mean, uh, like I said, I won my team league game this week because I had the Rebel in me. Because I had Iden, a Death Trooper unit leader, a Snow leader with a flamethrower, Becky the Imperial officer, and at the start of turn 5, I had 3-man Shore Squad left.
Everyone gives crap to the stormtroopers for their aim, but everyone forgets at the beginning of A New Hope, they smoked that whole hallway full of rebels, dude. Like, they just worked those dudes.
Yeah,
they
but
whacked them.
Hold on. Now wait. You put a stormtrooper in a field of fire area that is a lot wider than a hallway on a Corellian Corvette, and their aim became worse than my luck at hitting the broadside of a barn with a baseball bat.
Yeah, that's probably true.
You give them a field of fire, and by God, they use all of it.
Suppressive fire, like from Archer.
Right.
Well, then they should have been absolutely lethal in the Death Star. That's all I'm saying. Those guys should have been waxed real early.
Yeah. Hey, I need you to fill like 2 minutes of air with something. I know you've got a random Legion story to tell. I need to step away for just a moment.
Oh, cool. All right. So, Legion story time with Drew. I feel a new segment coming on. All right. So, let's see. Let's talk about the very first game I ever played against Ryan Slowoski from the Stabcast. So, I drove up to Kingsport, Tennessee, where my parents live. This was right at the very beginning of Legion. Like, I'm talking first wave. Fleet Troopers had come out, and Leia had come out, and vice versa for the side as well. And so we went up there, and by we, I mean me. Went up there, and I met Ryan. We had talked online before that, I feel like, maybe, or met briefly at like a Learn to Play day or something like that. So we playing Legion like this. The game is still in its infancy at this point, so there's a lot of questions about terrain and line of sight, and it's just a lot of everyone's new to the game. And Ryan plus these fleet troopers with the blast grenades, the shotgun dude, and the rebel officer. So these guys are like kitted to the gills, basically. And he plots them down. 2 of those guys, I feel like he had 2 of them. Bunch of core units, and then Luke and Leia. And so I'm over here, herping derping playing Legion. I brought like a snow speeder. I brought some core. I think I had just Leia in there at that point, and I had some fleet troopers too, but mine were just had the shotgun on them. And he proceeded to beat the ever-living pants off me so soundly. I mean, it was a clinic. Like, literally, I learned a lot playing that one game against Ryan, and he wrecked me pretty good. I mean, the game was pretty much over by the end of maybe turn 1. Probably like halfway through turn 1, that was completely decimated. Pretty much everyone had died. I watched Fleet Troopers into his Fleet Trooper. I just gave him free shots on my guys. It was a tough game for me. Just like I said, I'm a competitive person. I don't like to lose. And no idea really how good Ryan was at this point because, like I said, Legion was still very young. I think he had played at Gen Con, and that was kind of his leg up on us. Did well there, if I remember correctly. And so, yeah, it was a good time. Learned a lot from that game. Taught me a lot of really good things about Legion, like putting your unit leader on the side of a barricade and stuff like that. Just little tips and tricks and stuff. And if you ever played Ryan, he loves to chat you up because he wants to keep you off balance. Not off balance, but off guard. And as he slowly... Yeah.
And Ben will chat you up just to change your strategy in mid-thought.
Exactly. Ryan is a very surgical player, so everything he does usually has a plan to it, including talking to his opponent. So there's a free tidbit when you play Ryan there.
Yeah.
Just go stoic on him, and shakes him up a little bit, throws him off a little bit. So anyway, that's my Legion story. The first time I ever played Ryan.
Cool. Cool. It's always nice to rehash some of our early days.
Yep. Yep.
All right. And I know I had more in show notes. I'm not looking at them at the moment, unfortunately. Maybe I should go on something other than a text format in chat.
What? Then we'd like resemble a well put together media. Why would we do that? We bring rustic charm.
Yeah, I mean, on other Star Wars related news at the moment, we got a Mando Season 2 trailer.
Think they're going to Ilum?
I don't know where they're going. I just have read some stuff behind the scenes. We get half a season of Mando and a half a season of other stuff because the Mando had a disagreement on set with the higher up. The higher up's gone and Mando's coming back. You heard it here first, folks.
Wait, so say that one more time?
There was a disagreement in the higher up on set between Mando and somebody in production. Executive production. And he walked
Mando,
away.
like the actor?
Yes.
Pedro Pascal?
Yes, Pedro.
Really?
Mm-hmm. And those problems have since been resolved, but we're going to get half a season of basically non-Mando episodes.
Interesting. So they're going to focus on Ahsoka then?
I know she's going to play a part. I don't know how big a part.
I mean, I'm pretty sure she was the girl in the hood, right? That was like watching him, and then he like looks back and she's gone.
It's a real possibility of it.
Yeah, because I'm pretty sure he's the woman that's talking is the armorer, right? The blacksmith. She's like, "This is the way." She's like telling him, she's like, "You." There was a tale of like a Mandalore fought the ancient sorcerers or whatever.
Yeah.
And then like while she's talking about that, you see the girl in the hood, and she's like standing in the market, and then he like looks back and she's gone. But she's definitely orange. I didn't see if she had any tattoos on. The video I watched was not good. I need to find another. But yeah, I think it's gonna be Ahsoka.
Yeah. You know what? I'll go back and rewatch that.
Yeah.
I'm pouring call center special number 2 here.
Oh, nice.
Smirnoff Cherry Vodka. A nice little Coke from the Coca-Cola Company. No, they're not advertising. I'm just supporting what I drink.
So I guess you're back on track then, back on the feed and everything.
I mean, I'm as on my feet as I'm ever gonna get. I'm truly gonna regret this first thing in the morning.
Yeah. I got you. But yeah, Mando, it's gonna be good, man. The speeder bikes going down the side of that, like just jumping off that cliff, dude. I was like, this is awesome. Like this is what George Lucas had in mind when he started using. Like, you know what I mean?
I firmly believe Mando is what we should have had for 7, 8, and 9. If we had a theme like that in 7, 8, and 9, they would have been good.
Nice.
There's you a true 82nd Legion hot take right there, folks.
I think even if they had the technology for Mando, like, did you ever watch the making of Mando, that documentary they did?
Actually, I did, and I learned
a
lot. There was a lot of neat little things that they did in there with it.
Yeah. So, you know, they have that, like, green screen that, like, rotates behind them and stuff, you know?
Yeah.
Like, it just stays behind the camera. Like, man, can you imagine if they had that for Revenge of the Sith, dude? It would have been... I feel like it would have been so much better.
Yeah, the green screen, and then they used then they had the TVs that would project backgrounds and stuff on it.
Yeah.
I'm
like,
definitely.
What could have been?
So one other thing to touch on for the channel notes that I'm going to do is I'm going to start streaming on Tuesdays and Thursdays. Tuesdays with our cast recording around 10 p.m. Eastern. Thursdays, whenever I can go live, probably around 9:30. This coming Thursday, this will be live tomorrow. I'm not going to mess around with it. I'm going to be doing a unboxing of a Elegoo Mars resin 3D printer.
Oh, you upgraded your resin printer already?
No, this is just number 3. In the camera shot behind me, let me pull that back up here. You can see my ANET A8 off to my left, my second ANET A8, and my second Elegoo Mars is off to my right. And I'm going to move the camera just a little bit further to the left. There's the other one, along with my skirmish table. Currently still has all the terrain on it from where me and you played the last time.
Nice. That's awesome, dude. You know what? For my next RPG group, I'm gonna commission some resin minis from you of some characters after they do character creation and stuff. You can just find some generic-ish dudes.
Dude, I'll tell you this. Just go hunt on Thingiverse for whatever files you want. That's your best bet. Just go hunt Thingiverse because there's so much on there, and it's all free.
Gotcha.
And I can't charge you. Hold on, I can charge you to print it, but I can't actually say that it's my design.
Oh yeah. I mean, just like what we did with the terrain. Yeah. I'll buy you all the materials and stuff, and
yeah, you bought the files, you bought the material, and then you hook me up to print it with extra material.
Yeah.
I mean, exactly. I didn't charge you anything except material.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, which if that's how you should treat your friends anyway, right?
Yeah,
I mean at
ain't got no problem.
At least don't have them lose money on you, Yeah.
So I have, for those that have seen the poker chip order tokens floating around, we have 3 or 4 sets left out of our batch that we had done.
Oh, get them, guys! They're such high quality chips. They're so nice.
Dude, there's nothing.
I'm not just
sound.
Yeah, I'm not just being a shill here. Like,
I mean,
they're a really nice set.
You have a set, so
I got 2 sets. I got one to play with and one to keep on my shelf as a memento.
Oh, did you wind up with 2 sets? Sweet. But yeah, I've got it up on screen here. We did Corpse, our logo on the back. Come drink with us. Find me at any event. LVO in the end of January unless it gets canceled. Anything local. In my stream box, I keep a bottle of whiskey and a handful of shot glasses. I will pour you a shot each and every time.
Yep.
If you play me, I'm offering you a shot to start the game. If you decline, I'm still taking mine. I gives no fucks.
Nope. None.
On that note,
good time.
Shot number 2, even though this is a half shot because I killed the bottle.
Cheers. Chug some BPL with you.
I'm really glad to get everything back up and running again, though. I'm looking forward to it. I'm looking forward to putting minis back on the table.
Yep. It's true. I haven't been living up to our show motto.
Well, I mean, it's been hard for us too because our local regulations are absurd, if you ask me.
Yeah, they are pretty strict.
And it's just hard for me to want to go out and stand around a table in a public place for 3 or 4 hours.
Yeah, I wear a mask every day, all day for work, so I don't even.
Yeah.
I don't even realize I'm wearing it sometimes.
I have a hard enough time at times breathing on my own.
Yeah.
Adding a mask to that does not help me any. It sucks. Yeah. I ain't gonna lie. I'm a fat guy. I'm 6'1", 350 plus pounds. A full day of Legion for me has me cooped up in the bed the next day.
Yeah. For real.
I suffer in areas, but hey, I do what I want to. I'm going to enjoy what I do.
Yeah, and we're gonna take shots while we do that.
Exactly. Um,
We're the only podcast to tailgate of tournaments, so just think about that, guys.
and
Think
almost
about
win it.
that.
And almost win it.
Almost. That was well. I was going a little bit lighter since I was the driver, but we yeah,
I
we
mean,
were going
yeah,
ham out there.
you went runner up, and I think I finished third.
Yeah,
So
yeah. But I got my drinking in early.
yeah, I mean, you didn't start nowhere near as early as those of us in the back of the van. I think I
That's
took
true. I
my
made up
first.
for it in
I think
made up
I
for it in
took.
the buy round.
Yeah, you did have buy around where I didn't. I'm not mistaken. I started drinking at like 8 or 8:30 in the morning that morning.
Before we got to Cracker Barrel.
Yeah, I'd already had a shot before we ever stopped and make
Yeah.
breakfast. That's
Yep.
hey,
Breakfast
if
champions
y'all
is
want
what
to
that
tailgate
is.
a prime, hit us up. Drop me a line
Yeah.
at 82ndlegion@gmail.com.
No doubt.
You can hit us up on the Facebook page, Discord. Links will all be in the show notes down below.
Yeah.
We will break down the proper way to tailgate a prime
Mhm.
or any event for that matter.
Yeah. First rule is start early.
The second rule is don't stop.
Third rule is convince your friend to play his first tournament with 3 empty laser cannons.
You know, we sit here and we laugh about that. He almost beat me game one.
Yeah. And we didn't convince him of anything. He wanted to. I mean,
Yeah,
he was about it.
He was like, I want the worst stuff possible. Build me a list out of it. I'll figure out how to play it. Game one. He didn't even know how to play the game until game one.
Yeah.
Folks, please don't do like that guy did. He had a blast. Please. Get a game or two in before said event.
Did you know why he had a blast? Because he was tailgating with us.
Yeah, he was, but I don't think he actually drank anything that day. I believe he stayed sober all day.
Oh, I should have made him drive home.
I mean, honestly, I'm trying to figure out what was more fun. Us tailgating the prime all day or the chicken afterwards.
I was going to say, probably, honestly, that was just the best birthday weekend I could have asked for. I mean, the Titans demolished the Ravens. That was awesome.
Yeah.
I got second place. We'd been drinking all day. We went out and had dinner with the Stabcast guys.
Yeah, I wish the Stabcast would have gotten to come hang out with us at the after event, but hey,
yeah,
I got to go hang out with them at the first one. So.
Oh yeah, did we not eat with them? Oh, that was Stefan and I. That was when he and I drove up there on a Wednesday night. We all went and had dinner.
I'll really, if things change at work in the near future, I'm probably going to start getting out of work a lot earlier or a lot later. I ain't figured out which yet.
Yeah. Well, anything else we're going to talk about tonight, man? I'm probably going to hop off here.
Man, I think on this note, we're going to call it a night. I've probably still got an hour worth of editing to do after all this.
Gotcha.
I know for a fact I have some 3D design work I have to get done tonight.
There you go. Keep hustling.
Oh, always.
That's how you're gonna make your money, dude. Selling them resin figs, boy, in that terrain.
Well, I own I now have 3 resin printers. I've made absolutely zero off of it printing figures.
Well, that's because they've all been for you, right?
I have made more money printing model car parts that I designed than I have anything else.
Dude, I didn't even think about that. Are you just like printing a bunch of like little widgets and stuff to put on them and everything?
Yeah, especially the slot car guys. They're buying up exhaust dumps and roll cages.
Yeah.
Like there's no tomorrow. I've got 4 or 5 20 or 40 plus piece orders that I gotta go ship.
Dude, that's awesome.
Wednesday or Thursday this week.
Nice. Yeah, I didn't even think about that. Yeah, I knew you were making the little stands or whatever, but I didn't even think about that connection for you with all that stuff too.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
And it's all stuff that I designed that I'm selling. So there's nothing. I mean, I've gotten two people said, "Hey, man, wish you hadn't copied what I'm doing, but I love what you did with how you copied it. You made it
Yeah.
your own." I'm like, well, that's what I was trying to do.
Yeah.
So
There you go. Nice. All right. Well, good
till
luck with your
next week,
editing.
folks.
I'm gonna try and get some minis done here, hopefully.
I hear you,
Soon.
man. I've been on a building spree.
Soon.
2 arcs, a BX droid, a STAP, a ATRT, Inferno Squad. Like I said, Thursday night we're going to do a breakdown on this Elegumars that I just came in.
Yeah. Nice.
Um,
Sorry, I ruined your outro. Go ahead. Hit me again.
And on this note, check us out Thursday night at about 9:30 or so. We'll be back live. At least I'll be back live. Do you wish to come give me hell in voice chat? Go find us in Discord. I generally
Nice.
leave a spot or two open so random stragglers can hop on in.
There you go.
Yeah, you can come be part of my live cast. Literally.
There you go. Nice.
I'll just be reasonable about it, folks. Don't do anything to get me in trouble, please.
Yeah. Please abide by the TOS.
Yeah.
Yeah.
As much as I loved my game last week or Thursday night, I couldn't have let that chat go on stream because our topics of conversation was appropriate. But
Well, good
till
night,
next
everybody.
week.
Yep, it's been
I'm the
good
Captain.
getting back to it.
That
This
was
is
Drew.
It's me.
And we're going to try and put minis on the table this week. How about you?
This is the way.
This is the way. Till next week. Have a good one, folks.